Hi everyone, another series of market breakdown every Monday. So we're gonna start with the GJ. I'm just quickly gonna explain what happened today, even though I forgot to place my buy limit there. That will that ended up being 3% easily on Monday morning. So what happened today was basically overall GJ was in the range on 15-minute time frame, even on the higher time frames, obviously. But I did find the opportunity for a possible trade. Then once again that I forgot to place a limit, and so we had a sweep of the liquidity there, as you can see, and rejection on 50% of the order block that happened on the Friday. And then price significantly pushed higher, broke the structure, broke the previous recent high, created imbalance and created a structure, as you can see there in the Asian session, that is obviously a liquidity because people see this as support, right? So buy orders, buy orders, and buy orders. So what happened there was basically price folded down before the London Open. Took out the liquidity, which was great, then pushed significantly to the upside again, created a BOS as confirmation again, created a liquidity to the upside, which basically is my target, because this is, well, people see this as resistance, so sells, sells, and sells, which means that stop losses are just above this region. So in this case, I wanted to anticipate this trade to the buys, to the upside, in the retracement down in the London session, then rejection on the order block, coverage of imbalance, and then push higher to eliminate this liquidity. So basically, as a trader, you want to target the opposite liquidity than market took out before, right? So I'm gonna delete everything. Let's start from the scratch. Let's check the weekly first because it's Monday, it's a new week. So the weekly on GJ, haven't really traded this pair for a month or something like this, and let's see what happens. So weekly, obviously we kind of had a rundown previous weeks, then last week ended up being bearish, so that's why I think so that price can push higher a bit, at least until the Wednesday, maybe even tomorrow by the end of the day, to cover the imbalance on the weekly side, which is going to be 182.50 to be exact, because I'm rounding the numbers. So 50 to be watched for possible reversals to the downside, because we do have a lot of empty space in this single week, right? And just below it, as you can see, it's small imbalance inside of this inefficient candle. So I do see price rolling down, but we have to see once price got to this point, right? So the daily. So the daily, we have bullish day. Last week ended up being bullish as well on the Friday, but with significant rejection. So we said 182.50. So this is exactly there where price broke down on the Thursday last week, and we kind of want to see the retracement up to test this region, and then possible setup creation and roll over to the downside with liquidity below this week, and as well this one that we saw on the weekly. So those two levels are going to be the target, but this is only for the swings. Since I'm day trading, I'm only looking for 3 to 4% per trade, so I'm going to be exiting before that, I think so. But if we're gonna have a chance to swing it, then so be it. Okay, 4-hour time frame, nothing happened. Obviously, as you can see, we are in the choppy range on the H4, so I do want to see this retracement up. And until that, I don't think so I'm going to trade this pair, if I'm being honest. Today it wasn't enough volume or power in the price action to actually push that high. So I'm going to mark that level. Up, so from where we can expect retracement. So we said 182.50. So gonna mark that up as a higher time frame confluence. So let's say daily level, so we know that this is the level we can expect possible retracements, but obviously we have to see setup being created there, right? But so for the fact how GJ is impulsive and, you know, very volatile. I do think that we can reach this level even tomorrow, but obviously we're gonna adapt and react to the current situation presented. So H1, as you can see, we do have tons and tons of liquidity below this structure, right? Tons of buys. Obviously, we have this trend line liquidity to the, to the upside. We do have this inducement that happened, so early sellers, and then we have the order block there on H1 that broke the structure to the downside. I don't see any imbalance on H1, which is bad, obviously, because if price will have imbalance inside of it, this will be perfect, because then we know for a fact that price is going to push that high, to cover the imbalance and then roll over. So we're gonna see about that. Still, this is going to be our primarily, level from where we can actually look for possible shorts. Now 30 minutes, I don't see anything obviously there, so let's head back to the 15. So in the sense of 15-minute, we did had this bullish trade today that broke the liquidity up and then fall down, rejected this order block to the T, and then slowly pushing higher. So I don't see any volume inside of this anymore. So what can happen tomorrow is basically we can see a rejection of this level and then fall down, possibly even in the Asian session, given the fact how price is close to this region now. So we can see we have 80 as a confluence number, so 80-ish, let's say 80, 84, maybe 90. But we're gonna see, because above this week is buy side liquidity, so which means buy stops, sell limit, and whatsoever. So in the terms of possible setup on GJ, currently I don't see anything, only the liquidity everywhere. We have liquidity above, so I'm going to mark that up as well. We have liquidity above, we have liquidity in this structure, and we have H1 liquidity trend line there. So we have to see something being eliminated first. So the perfect scenario would be elimination to the upside to take out the highs, then set up creation, and then we can possibly sell it down. Otherwise we're gonna buy it up until this 102.50 level. Okay, so this is it for GJ. Let's head back to the AUD USD. So AUD USD, I wanted to sell down on this level today. Was waiting for this to happen through the London and even New York session, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. But we're gonna start with the higher time frame analysis. So weekly we had a good rundown in a sense of impulse move. So we have impulse on the weekly, we broke the structure. We are currently rejecting order block on the weekly level, which is super strong. So which can mean that this can be possible reversal, as you can see how price action is U-turning, right? It's not V, but U-turn. So we might see possible reversal on the weekly, and then push higher to those levels that broke. So let's see the daily. Currently we are bearish on the weekly and as well on the daily, as you can see. So we have a bigger structure on the daily. We do have liquidity below it, so those levels are going to be targeted if we can get a short setup. But as always, we want to stay inside of the current situation as a day traders, obviously, in the current situation, because you don't need to think about when the price and how the price is going to get there, because it can last like a few weeks for AUD USD to come to these levels. So we have to focus on the current situation. So H4 from the last week on the FOMC, we kind of eliminated liquidity, but not all of them. We have equal lows on the left side, as you can see. Still on the H4, we broke the structure, we tested the structure, we continued as well. We made a high, and we have equal highs as well on the H4 there. So this is what I don't like. So equal highs, liquidity above on H4 and liquidity below on H4, right? So I don't like this stuff. But as of current situation, we have imbalance inside of this candle that was significantly pushed down. We created H4 order block as well, so I'm going to mark that up. H4. I'm just gonna say H4. Oops. So we have H4 order block that we can trade from. Then we have inducement on H4. We have imbalance inside of it, so price definitely can push to these levels. But maybe we're gonna find trading inside of this candle. So this might be as well as a P or I. Okay, point of interest. So no sell limit just yet. So refining the entry, H1 order block. So in between, let's say 0.6480 and 0.650, let's say. Okay, so 20 pips difference. Inside of this, we can possibly search for possible shorts, but we have to see price pushing in, right? But in terms of day trading, we can as well trade to the upside. It's some, it's near 100 pips to the upside, so we can catch this trade as well. So I'm gonna keep this in mind for tomorrow. So let me mark that up as a H1. I'm gonna delete the H4 because it's irrelevant at the moment. Imbalance in H1 as well. So let's see 15 minutes. So what I saw in H1 was basically equal lows. See those lows and this low. So sell side liquidity, which means sell stops, buy limits below it. So I'm gonna mark that up as liquidity. I'm gonna mark that up as liquidity as well. So this is definitely a target if we can possibly get the buy scenario. So we're gonna look short below it, right? We're gonna see if we can get this. So 30 minutes, this order block was mitigated with this candle. So this is invalid currently. Definitely in Asian session, I do want to see price pulling in, eliminating liquidity below, then creation of the setup in the London or even New York session that can drive price to the highs. So this will be the perfect scenario, right? As you can see, mitigated to the T even with the imbalance inside of this candle, everything covered. So no reason for price currently to come down, but let's see. So this is the level that price can react off from this point, and then it can push down, create structure, right? We have a BOS to the upside, we have retracement, and then we have a trade. So this is what I'm going to look for tomorrow, because we have trend line liquidity as well, as you can see. So, shorts being added. So we have tons of liquidity to the upside. So this is what I'm going to look for, elimination to the lows, creation of the structure, break of the structure, test, and continuation to the upside. So this is definitely going to be a target, and eventually this one. So this can be a big ass swing trade, right? Okay, so AUD USD is finished. Gold. So I had a possible setup on gold today, but my entry criteria wasn't met. So I was looking for sells in this region. Like in this order block, I was looking for sells. Price did, came up in the London, but did not reacted. Then pushed down. I hope this is going to happen in the London, in the New York session, and didn't happen as well. And then it just sold down. So no trade on the gold. So weekly definitely pushing down. We have liquidity above previous weekly high. Still previous weekly low was not broken yet. And then 2 weeks ago we have a low as well as a possible liquidity target, and then those equals as well. So tons of liquidity to the downside for the gold as well. We are slowly pushing down. As you can see, we have push, correction, push, correction, and now currently inside of the last third push, which can eventually in the next 2 weeks be below those weekly lows. So weekly currently is bearish, daily as well. So definitely this can be a target for the shorts, and this can be a target for the longs. Now we're gonna see as a day traders what we can get, right? So H4, I'm gonna mark that up. Like that. So this candle on H4 is the candle I don't like, because we ran liquidity to the upside above this high, then just sold down, create break of structure, created liquidity there. So gold may push higher, inside of this POI, but it's a big ass POI, right? So we have to see this more of it on lower time frames. So H1 is better. We have order block, we have imbalance inside of this. So this is, it is a reason for gold to go higher. We have liquidity above those highs because, in terms of support resistance, if you know this stuff, you will know where liquidity is, right? So resistance, and we have support, right? So above and below. So we have to see which side is going to be taken first. But given the fact where price is now, we may see slight pullback to the upside, collapse down, take out the lows, and then creation of the setup, similar to the AUD USD. So let me go on the 15-minute. So currently, nothing on the gold, as you can see. Slow price action, creating a range. We have this order block, this break of structure. So if we won't run liquidity below, so we're gonna mark that up as a liquidity, so we know what this is. If we won't run liquidity below before, pushing higher to the upside to take out this liquidity side. So let me mark that up as well, like this. Where is liquidity? Then I'm going to look for possible shorts tomorrow in the in the New York session. Maybe in the London we're gonna see how the price is going to play out, right? We have imbalance inside of this. We had a POS, we have the order block that swept. So this is the order block that I'm interested in, possible as a POI, not the actual order block. 5 minutes. 5 minutes inside of this as well, so we can refine it. I'm going to place this on a 50% like that. Okay, so this is the region. I'm going to look for possible shorts tomorrow, but anything can change. Like nothing is 100% in the market, right? So we have to see price pulling in. But if we're gonna run liquidity down first, right? If we're gonna take this low first, then obviously I'm going to look for longs, because I wanna see small structure being created, BOS, and then we have longs to the upside, right? Either way is fine. Just we have to see the setup being created, and that's about it. So yeah, currently for the gold, this is it. Now the best case scenario and best case setup definitely so far is AUD USD. On GJ we have to see something happening, because this is shit price action obviously. Then let's check USD-CHF. So I do like USD-CHF very much, but lately, past 1 month, it didn't give me a setup to trade from. Like every pullback is, it's not a good pullback. Like it's nonsense. Like this price action is nonsense. And as well this, I don't like to be in this kind of market. So I'm staying out of UCHF until it comes to its senses, because this is bullshit, like whatever. Okay, so Euro USD. So I had a limit on Euro USD today. It wasn't hit, unfortunately, and then it just sold down. So starting with, let's check weekly. Starting with weekly bearish again. We are in the overall bearish trend. We are taking out the previous weekly lows, as you can see, and we are headed to this low. So definitely I'm looking for shorts, continuations on Euro USD. Now daily push, correction, push. Now we are currently in impulse phase on the daily time frame. So we have to see the pullback, we have to see something to give us a possible short entry to trade from. Best case scenario will be this one, obviously, because we have liquidity above this H4 structure. We have this order block that wasn't mitigated yet, and we have imbalance inside of it. So best case scenario will be in this situation there. As you can see, this is too good to be true. Equal highs on H1, too good to be true, right? Equal highs on H1. We have H1 order block that I was saying about this previous week in my community. But price did not have any momentum to push higher, to actually reject it and then sold it down. So we're gonna see. We broke this structure today. As you can see, right? So the first from where we can sell it again will be at this point, which is 0625. Yeah, around this number we can sell it down. We have imbalance on H1, but we're gonna see how it looks like on lower time frames. Okay, 15-minute. Well, as you can see, I'm not interested in 15-minute currently for sells, but possibly we may got longs tomorrow to the upside. Yeah, because we have liquidity above those highs, and we have liquidity there as well on H1, as you saw. So I'm going to be looking for, so this is the daily low, I think, so this is going to stay the daily low, so we can get run below the daily low, taking out, pushing higher, creating structure, BOS, boom, and we have our long. So again, similar to the USD and the gold is the same thing with the Euro USD. So we gonna see about that tomorrow, how it looks like. But I wanna see this lows getting taken, and then we know, okay, below this daily low, so liquidity is taken, then we're gonna run to the upside liquidity that was being created today, right? So we're gonna see about that on the Euro USD, but currently I don't see anything worth taking. I mean, on the 5-minute, this looks beautiful, obviously on the 5-minute, but I mean, not interesting now because it's kind of late in the day. So we have to see Asian, we have to see the London Open, etc. Right? Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you took notes, and obviously this is not financial advice, so do your own research and analysis and act upon it. Okay, I hope it helps. See you in the next week. Bye bye.